Hello, I'm Anthony, and this is my channel. You know, my name on my site is Shawbro. That's a military nickname I had for years. Recently retired from the Oklahoma National Guard. 20 years in the military. I still work for the military. I work for the military department, making sure that the military personnel their needs are met. um, as far as building maintenance and whatnot. I'm sure they got lights on, they got good water flow, buildings kept up to standards and codes. And here I'm to share with you, like I moved a few years back, moved to a new home, and this is my little farmstead. I'm going to show you here in a little bit. Um, I grew up on a farm most of my childhood, cutting and baling hay, taking care of goats, chickens, cattle, and kind of kind of carrying on a tradition. I have my own little homestead, smaller acreage than what I was accustomed to, what we grew up on. Of course, I did until the last couple of years did move on to a smaller place. I was living on that farmstead. That's we wanted our own little place and our own little plot. And you know that land still remains in the family. I have equipment. My dad helps me out with stuff. I live right next to my father, and on my grandparents' old estate. And yeah, so here we are today in Ramona, Oklahoma, and I'm going to show you around a little bit. I'm going to show you what I started working on and what's going to be. I have 3 head of cattle out here. I have 3 tractors of my own. I have a 1023E John Deere 2017 model with the front end loader and the little attachments for it that I use. Of course, you know, it's battery went out. It's original battery, I have a new battery in it. I've done a lot of amazing work with that little garden tractor. Um, I also have a 1950s John Deere 40 that was my father's and which he was wanting to kind of dismiss or get rid of. And I brought it to this farm, and I was using it to brush off a little bit with before the cattle got out here, and box blades, stuff like that. Recently, I tried to move a 1,000 pound round bale with it with a on the 3 point with a bale lift or hay spear, and ran into hydraulic issues. So now this spring, I have to tear it apart and work on the hydraulics to fix the leaks on it. Then I have a 70s model 674 International that I had bought of acquaintance of mine. I had my old truck that was having some issues, and I finally came to the point, the crossroads, fix it or sell it, and so I sold it and didn't have a truck for a little bit, and ended up with a half-ton truck again. But as of right now, instead of my 3/4 ton. But I sold it, and I bought this International off of him, and right now it's tied up in my shop, which I got to get out today. We move hay for these cows with. Is I bought a 50s model front end loader. Didn't know exactly what it came off of. Wasn't sure, and I've had to reverse engineer everything to fit this 70s model International. And still not complete by a long shot, but I've gotten everything cut down. I just got to finish fabbing and welding everything and putting things together and bolting up, and then start working out the hydraulic circuit. And then yeah, then we will have a front end loader on our 674 to move hay with and do other work with. And it has a grapple, which I will put a third function back in it and work the grapple out, make it stiffer, and then we will tackle trees and brush, hay, whatever comes to that point. that I need this tractor for. And it's large enough to do anything I need to do, hay work, stuff like that. And yeah, but this is my channel. And yeah, this is my first upload video. I've had this channel for years and never uploaded, but it's time to actually show the world what I do. And I want you to see. May not be what you do. I ain't saying you have to do what I do. But yes, you know, I mean, feel free to comment and all that. I mean, you know, don't be a hater. Everybody has their way of doing something. I grew up in the time era with my grandparents and my father and my uncles and all that, and they did things more to the horse-drawn era, even though they used farm like gas tractors and whatnot. A lot of the implements and stuff they had was horse-drawn equipment that they modified to meet their needs or whatnot. And my grandfather was a welder, and he also made and built a lot of different pieces of equipment to suit the needs of the farm. So it wasn't like they just ran down to the dealer and bought a new piece of equipment. They would make something, use it. If it didn't work right, change the theory or the operation of it, and continue on until he got it where he wanted it. As well as they did buy stuff from dealer stuff as used, worn, or out of repair, and rebuilt and fixed it back to standards. And there's nothing wrong with that. Reusing little equipment, reusing things, or making things to fit your standard, your need. You don't have to have bright, shiny new stuff. I bought this newer tractor because it was great in the aspect of getting tight places with the little thing. And it's a 1821 horse, and I can mow grass with it, or I can go rotill garden with it. I get in tight spots, I can clean the barn out with it. I can disc a little bit with it, I can plow with it with a small plow. Great for home garden use. And then other applications as well. But still need that extra horsepower to do bigger jobs. And there's nothing wrong with having an older piece of equipment and fixing it for your needs. You don't have to have the brightest and shiniest. You know, you can clean them up and restore them, repaint them, and make them nice and pretty again. And you can go through the mechanics on them and fix everything on them. That's what I do. I'm not trying to be the brightest and shiniest. Just want something I can start really easy and operate and have, you know, where I can move around, do things with. Especially I don't need a big loader for something. I can use a little loader, get in there and move some stuff around. It saves time and money and body aches. I mean, nobody likes to hurt. 20 years of military service, 3 tours overseas, seen combat action. My body hurts, and I will take a hydraulic pressure and lift over using my back any day of the week, you know. So yes, I mean, you don't have to have nothing extremely fancy. It doesn't have to be extravagant. Make it what you got, you know. Repair something, buy something on sale at an auction or something. I bought the little tractor. It's a multi-purpose, but bigger items, bigger stuff, I bought used tractors or acquired them and set them up for what I design and what I need. I use that 40 model. I rake hay with it, box play a little bit with it. You know, there's different tasks for it that I haven't really put up against it. I try to move hay with it, but kind of overload the hydraulic circuit, blue seal, or lines I gotta fix. But you know, the bigger tractor, I can move hay, move brush with it, I can bale with it, I can cut hay with it. fancy about it. It's antique iron. It's really not a bad tractor by any means. But yeah, and it needs cleaned up, painted, 4-cylinder diesel, 63 horse. There's nothing extravagant about it. All this stuff we have today, there's no really any electronics to it. There's no, I mean, you get your basic wiring, so it's not like, it doesn't have a GPS out there, showing where you turn in the field, which why people want that, I have no idea, but I'm sure, there's some guy that wants that, but, it's got its road gear, it's got its lower gears, it'll pull, needs some love and care, which it's gonna get. I mean, I've had it for a year now, or a little over a year, and there's stuff I gotta address, and you will see in videos. Yes, I know it needs to be done, but it's money. I finance. I don't have a fortune, and I just can't go around and buy something the minute I want it. I have to wait until it's effective or cost efficient, and I know I'm gonna have it, and then go from there. A lot of stuff I recycle and I build into something. This loader I'm going to show you here in a little while was a loader I paid $500 for. I brought it home. It's a 50s model Farmall, and I'm fitting it to a 70s model International. Steel work on it. A lot of the steel was structural steel my grandfather had laying around. We cut down, chopped down, welded back together, gusseted, made brackets, and everything to fit this loader to this tractor to make it what it is now. It's not complete. I will start showing videos of it. I showed a video from the very get-go when I started cutting this thing apart. I had to move it up 32 inches and then rake everything in to fit to the rear axle. And I had to cut it down 26 inches in the front on the loader arms to make everything span out right so I wouldn't lose my center of gravity. And I'm going to put a quick attach to this front of this loader to where I can unhook my bucket and put on a hay spear, bucket, whatever auxiliary option I need, and have a hydraulic option out there to operate that. And that's it for now. We're going to go out here and we're going to take a look around here.